Hi, I'm Andy Deitmeyer, chef for Mercy Medical Center.
And I'm Bobby Marty, registered dietitian, Mercy Medical Center, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
And today we're going to make a little grain salad. It's called farro, and we're going to be incorporating some local fresh vegetables, and it's going to be a nice, fresh summertime salad.
As Andy said, farro is a grain, and one thing that we've noticed recently is kind of the new grains per se in the United States that we're kind of getting used to, quinoa and farro. And what's great about farro, nutrition-wise, is it is a something that still contains the bran and the germ, which is where you're going to find a lot of your nutrients, such as very high in fiber. And obviously that's going to be good for your heart, ward off high cholesterol, etc. But also this one is going to have a lot of the B vitamins, which are very essential for health. So, and then as he said, he's going to incorporate all kinds of vegetables in it. And what's great about farro is it can be used oftentimes as a breakfast cereal. It can be used in soups, salads, and so it's a very versatile grain to get that fiber in. And then obviously when you add the fruits and vegetables, you're just, you know, today he's going to be adding the vegetables, which obviously adds even more vitamins and antioxidants for your health.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do to start off our salad is we're going to cook our grain. This is our farro. You can probably find this in maybe the grain aisle, definitely probably the health food section of your grocery store. It looks a lot like barley in its raw state. Or it even looks like a grain of rice, but it's just wheat. It's probably going to about quadruple in size when you cook it. So keep that in mind. Not kind of like pasta. You know, if you think you got a little bit in there, it's certainly going to blow up. So keep that in mind when you cook that. And just like cooking a pasta, essentially, we're just going to put it into boiling water and cook it until it's tender. While that's boiling, we can start our other salad prep. And you know, this is great because the nice thing about farro, it's hugely versatile, but it also has a really nice neutral flavor profile. So it's going to take to everything so nicely. And what's going to be great in the summertime when you got a plethora of vegetables and you're looking for a way to get them used up, this is a great way to incorporate them. So today we've got some fresh cucumber, a red bell pepper, some tomato, red onion, whatever you've got. If you wanted zucchini, if you had squash to get used up, you name it, toss it in. It's going to be just fine because in the end, with this dressing we're going to put on it, it's very simple, it's very light, and the vegetables are really what's going to make this taste good. So to get started, we'll take some cucumber. I'm going to prepare these vegetables in a little bit more of a dice, so it kind of matches a little bit more the shape and size of our grain. And again, anything can go in here, and you don't have to be picky. This is a very, very, very simple salad. Another nice variation on this particular recipe is that you could take your peppers and your onions and your zucchini and squash and grill them first and then add them in. That would be a really nice salad as well. Again, it just it kind of it's all up to what you have in the fridge or what's available. Sweet corn in the summertime would be a nice addition for this. Even chopping up some kale, tossing it in here, spinach, you name it, just do it. It'll be good. Tomato, I really like to put tomato in there because it adds some acidity, which is really going to help wake the whole thing up. and that can help us reduce the need for salt because the acidity in the tomato. Acid, vinegars, things like that kind of have the same impact as salt does in the way that it kind of accentuates the flavor that's already in the food. It's going to help bring it out. So if you want to help reduce your salt intake a little bit, start using different acids, vinegars, tomatoes, lemon juice, lime, things like that in your food. That'll help bring out the flavor, and you won't have to add as much salt. Okay. So there is essentially our salad. I've got some fresh parsley. I would say if you got any fresh herbs, basil, parsley, cilantro, anything like that, any of those really light fresh herbs are going to do great in here. Now the farro typically takes, when you're boiling it, about 20-25 minutes. It takes quite a while for the water to soak into that grain. It's a pretty hard little grain. This is just about close. Okay, great. This is done. You can just taste a little piece and see how tender it is. You know, and it can be kind of your preference on that too. If you like a little bit more firmer texture to it, you can do that. If you like it really nice and soft, you can just cook it longer. That's kind of your preference. That's one of my favorite things about this grain, though, is its texture. It has just an outstanding texture component, and it's great in soups. It's great in salads. It's great as a hot side dish. You know, whatever you want to use it for, it is very, very versatile. And just like any other pasta, we're just going to strain it off. And we'll give it a nice rinse to get any excess residual starch off. And here I've got some that is cooked. You can see that it blows up quite a bit from its raw state. And we're just going to add some farro to this, to our vegetable mix. Give that a little toss. So we got awesome, bright, fresh-looking colors. This smells awesome because all these vegetables just smell so good. Cucumbers, peppers, parsley. Now it's essentially done. We just need to dress this. This is the type of salad that I would definitely say I would dress as close to when I was going to eat it as possible, just to keep the freshness of the vegetables intact. Sometimes the acidity in vinaigrettes can start breaking down vegetables if it sits too long. So it's nice to keep that as something like this as fresh as possible. So if you have a small mixing bowl, I like to make the vinaigrette separate so I can make sure I get it mixed nicely. So this is going to be a very, very simple vinaigrette. We're going to do some lemon juice. My strainer. Fresh lemon juice, olive oil. A good rule of thumb for a ratio on a vinaigrette is going to be 3 to 1, 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar. Or if you like a little bit tartar vinaigrette, then you can go 2 to 1. You can really play with that. It's kind of your preference, but that's just a little rule of thumb. I've got a little red wine vinegar here today. Just a scotch of honey to add just a little bit of sweetness. And I've got some nice whole grain mustard here today. I think that's going to be a nice addition to this. You could use a Dijon or whatever, but I really like the look of whole grain mustards in salad dressings because you get these little beads of mustard seeds. Really gives a nice look to the overall finished product. So just mix till it's well incorporated. On our salad, give it a little toss. And there we have it. We have a vegetable farro salad.